Psychological manipulation, often disguised and complex, can be a huge obstacle on the road to happiness. From personal relationships to professional environments, manipulation can show up anywhere. First, we need to identify the signs of manipulation: changes in behavior, doubt, and confusion. These are important signals that something is not right. The first strategy is to understand inner strength. Stoic philosophy teaches that true freedom comes from control over our own thoughts and actions, not from external influences. Critical thinking, strengthening self-esteem, and honing assertiveness are key steps. By building confidence in ourselves, we make ourselves more difficult to influence by others. Protection also involves disconnecting from toxic situations and seeking support in a trustworthy community. Along this journey, philosophical understandings from Spinoza to Nietzsche provide insights into courage and true freedom. By combining this knowledge, we can form a solid defense and come closer to Nietzsche's Superman vision, a life that is strong, autonomous, and free to be our true selves. Introduction to psychological manipulation. Let's explore the world of psychological manipulation in clear and engaging language. Imagine if the biggest challenge in achieving happiness did not come from outside, but from those closest to us. It's a subtle game of power and influence that may take place in personal, professional relationships, or even within ourselves. Why might you be surprised to learn that the biggest barrier to your happiness might be something so close to yourself? Psychological manipulation, as outlined in recent research, is a phenomenon that involves using persuasive tactics to achieve selfish goals. Not only is it perpetrated by others against us, but 30% of us also admit to having used such influence. In this exploration, we will uncover the deceptions hidden behind smiles and acts of kindness, providing you with a deep understanding of how to recognize and counter psychological manipulation. Let's open our eyes together to understand the power dynamics that affect our lives every day. Self-awareness. The importance of self-awareness becomes an important focal point in our journey against psychological manipulation. Self-awareness is the ability to truly understand who we are, what we feel, and how we react to situations. In this context, self-awareness means recognizing our own thought patterns and behaviors, as well as being aware of how external influences can affect us. When we develop self-awareness, we give ourselves the power to differentiate between authentic thoughts and emotions and manipulative attempts from the outside. It's like having an inner map that guides us through the complexities of relationships and life situations. With self-awareness, we can better understand our own values, desires, and weaknesses. This allows us to make decisions based on personal integrity and life goals, rather than being influenced by opinions or pressure from others. Self-awareness creates a solid foundation for true freedom and invaluable happiness. As we get to know ourselves better, we are better able to live our lives according to our true desires and values, identifying and protecting yourself. We enter the world of identification strategies and self-protection from psychological manipulation. Think of it like reading compass instructions to keep your life on track. First, we need to understand the warning signs that could be clues that we may be being manipulated. These could include sudden changes in behavior, feelings of self-doubt, or even unexplained feelings of confusion. As we recognize these clues, the next step is to build a fortress of self-protection. Speaking of self-protection, we can imagine ourselves as the hero in our own epic story. This hero is equipped with three main weapons: self-esteem, assertiveness, and critical thinking. First, self-esteem is our emotional shield. The stronger our self-esteem, the harder it is for manipulators to shake our foundation. Next, Assertiveness is a sharp sword that allows us to speak and act with conviction, showing that we cannot be intimidated or manipulated. Finally, critical thinking is a sharp whip that allows us to see through the machinations of manipulation, sorting out facts from distortions. Don't forget that removing ourselves from toxic situations is also a form of self-protection. It's like leaving the battlefield when we realize we are no longer in a safe place. Pursuing our safety and mental health is an essential form of courage. This whole strategy forms a solid defense and engages us in our personal journey to understand and resist manipulation. It's like being a self-aware hero navigating a complex world, and of course making us winners in our own life story. So let's shape our arsenal of courage and resilience to face every obstacle on this journey. Avoiding toxins. Our world is full of all sorts of relationships and situations. Sometimes we may not realize that some of them can be toxic to the detriment of our mental and emotional health. Let's explore why and how staying away from toxic situations can be a brave and wise move. 1. Recognizing toxicity. Toxic situations can come from many places: personal relationships, work environments, or even social environments. It is important to recognize the signs of toxicity, such as consistent feelings of anxiety, worry, or discomfort. 2. Identify negative influences. Often, toxic situations are characterized by negative influences that are detrimental to our mental health. These may come from the people around us, workplace policies, or harmful social norms. 3. Consider the long-term impact. Before we decide to stay away from a particular situation, we need to consider its long-term impact. How does the situation affect our happiness, productivity, and personal development? 4. Develop an exit strategy. Once we realize that we are in a toxic situation, the next step is to plan an exit strategy. This could involve finding a new job, defining boundaries with harmful people, or even replacing harmful social norms with a more positive environment. 5. Strengthen support networks. The process of breaking away from a toxic situation can be made easier by having support. Friends, family, or professional support groups can provide the support and perspective needed to move forward. 6. Reassess priorities. It is important to reassess our priorities in life. Do we really need to sacrifice our well-being for an adverse situation? Setting priorities can help us make better decisions for our lives. 7. Implementing gradual change. Making big changes in life often takes time and sustained effort. Implementing gradual changes can help us avoid excessive pressure and maintain balance in the disconnection process. 8. Focus on personal growth. Disconnection from toxic situations can also be an opportunity to focus on personal growth. Developing new skills, setting new goals, or pursuing long-neglected passions can provide positive energy during this process. 9. Maintaining mental health. The most important step in disconnection is maintaining mental health. This may involve counseling, meditation, or activities that improve our well-being. Understand that taking care of yourself is a must. 10. Realizing the power in the decision. Finally, we need to realize that making the decision to walk away from a toxic situation is a sign of strength, not weakness. It is the first step towards a healthier, happier, and more authentic life. By understanding the importance of disconnecting from toxic situations and exploring ways in which we can do so, we open the door to a better, more fulfilling life. Continue to be brave and trust your decisions to create space for personal growth and happiness. Conclusion. In our journey of exploring psychological manipulation and moving away from toxic situations, we have discovered important keys to true freedom and happiness. Identifying the signs of manipulation, building self-confidence, and understanding our inner strengths are crucial steps. Self-awareness emerges as the core of protection against manipulation, giving us the ability to distinguish between external influences and personal values. By engaging Stoic philosophy, disconnection from toxic situations becomes a manifestation of courage and wisdom. Avoiding toxicity is not only about protecting oneself, but also prioritizing mental and emotional health. An exit strategy accompanied by support from a positive network helps form the foundation for positive change. In an inspiring closing, let us remember that the decision to stay away from manipulation and toxic situations is the first step towards a better life. Maintaining our mental health and focusing on personal growth is a worthwhile investment in ourselves. On this journey, we have uncovered the veil of psychological manipulation and its risks to our well-being. Recognition of the signs of manipulation, self-strengthening through philosophical understanding, and self-protection from toxic situations are essential steps to achieving true freedom and happiness. Self-awareness is key, allowing us to see beyond illusions and prevent manipulation from undermining the foundations of who we are. By strengthening self-esteem, thinking critically and being assertive, we form a formidable defense against attempts to manipulate. Avoiding toxic situations is also a wise move. Recognizing negative influences, devising exit strategies, and strengthening support networks provide the foundation for building a more positive life. Disconnection is not a sign of weakness, but rather a manifestation of courage to safeguard personal well-being. In closing, let's continue to support each other on the journey of fighting manipulation and staying away from toxicity. Sharing experiences, providing support, and encouraging personal growth are small steps we can take together. Feel free to give your opinions, share your stories, and contribute to a community that understands each other. Let's build a space for freedom, happiness, and growth together. Like, comment, subscribe, and share your experiences to help create a positive and inspiring environment for all of us. Together, we can move towards a better and more meaningful life. Thank you for joining this journey.